What's up guys, Chasing Lamey here with episode number 66 of Robin's Revival, and in today's episode we are playing our season 7 finale English. Good times. Start early today, great stuff. Today we're playing Leeds United. It is the last game of season 7 in our second season in the Premier League, and we're basically just trying to fight for the best finishing position that we can. So that is the object of the episode today. Let's see what we can do to make that happen, shall we? So here we are then, last day of the season. Let's get you caught up on what you've missed so far. So in the league, we're currently sitting 14th, which tells you about the run of form we've been on since last episode. Leeds sit in 11th. We are currently on 41 points. Leeds are on 44. If we beat Leeds today by 2 goals, we would go above them in the league table. But obviously Norwich and Sheffield United have got to play as well. And if West Ham get absolutely tanked, there is also a possibility we could end up above them. In terms of the fixtures for those teams around us, Sheffield United play Everton away, so they could potentially beat Everton sitting in 9th. Norwich play Manchester United at home. That could also be a defeat for Norwich. West Ham, conversely, are playing Chelsea, who sit in 5th, having really collapsed. I think they were champions last year, and they've collapsed this season. Off the top of my head, they were champions. It's a bit like when Mourinho won the title, then it all went horribly wrong. In terms of the title fight, we have Arsenal-Liverpool on equal points, 86 points apiece. Arsenal with a goal difference of 69, Liverpool with a goal difference of 67. Arsenal, however, play bottom of the league Blackburn, and you'd expect them to absolutely spank them. Liverpool, a harder task, playing Manchester City in 3rd. So it could be an Arsenal title. If you're an Arsenal fan, that's good news for you. In terms of what you have missed since last episode, I have to remember who we played in last episode. It was Aston Villa. So we have played Chelsea, drawn 0-0, good result for us. Then we lost 2-0 to Norwich, beat Burnley 1-0 with a goal from Jose Manuel Lopez, the first goal we scored in 4 games. Then we lost 5-2 to Manchester United at Old Trafford with Lopez and Renier scoring. Lost 3-2 to Nottingham Forest, which was really disappointing, with Grealish and an own goal from Salisu, the score sheet, and then Southampton just beat us 1-0. It's been a bit of a tough time in front of goal of late. In terms of the team news as well, Arlen Page is suspended as always, and John Stones, in what would have been his last game for the club, is doubtful. So let's have a look at the first team that we picked today and see what we can do in this game against Leeds. So the starting lineup today then is going to be Baxter in goal, Gould at right back, Obadima and Pedro in central defence with Fur on the left-hand side. Bouchouari is playing as the defensive midfielder, Ruiz and Kubo at the centre of midfield, Gordon and Salai on the wings, Lopez up top. It's Maitland-Niles, Land, Solari, Skorzykowski, Drama, Renier, Grealish, Gibson and Speckschneider, who is making his last appearance for the club on the bench. In terms of transfers going forward, I'm looking to see what we get in terms of a budget, because I have options to buy Obadima and Bouchouari, and I may be able to afford one of them, maybe able to afford both of them, maybe able to afford neither of them. It all depends on how things go for us when the board sets a budget. So that's the team selection. Let's get into it and let's see what we can do. I would like to think we can sneak a win against Leeds. It just needs to be slightly bigger than the 1-0 my brain is saying it will be. So in the dressing room, we're going to say we're all sick and tired of getting bad results. Go out there and change that starting now. That feels like a good shout. And once again, we were going to tell everyone we have faith in them, because I still have faith in it. Even more a bad run of form, I genuinely do believe these guys have enough about them to do something going forward. This might be the last time Jose Manuel Lopez starts the game as well, because Parody is doing very well out on loan. Why have you been struggling on loan? They've been playing well, sure. The first goal will be crucial, of course it's always crucial, and it's going to ask us something utterly mundane after this. I know we're capable of, and I believe we can do it. Right, let's get into this. Let's see what we can do. Leeds, of course, in the white. We're at home in the new improved county ground, which actually we've been selling out since we moved in. It's not actually big enough, expanded for us, which is probably a sign we need to do some expansion at some point in the near future. Throw in now on far side with Gerson, Fur to Bouchouari to Pedro. Ball goes back to Baxter, back to Pedro, and back to Fair. Baxter, by the way, may be leaving us in the summer. He's wanted by Spurs. He's 30. He's peaked, I think, at this point. And I've got 2 great young goalkeepers in my squad, so it may be time for him to move on and for one of the kids to shine as Gordon plays in goal to Ruiz. Ruiz has plenty of time and space. We can find the good ball here. Lopez at the back post has just put it wide. But we are at least looking slightly lively in the opening stages. Throwing now for Leeds with Holmgren Pedersen, and it's to Halil. Plata into the box, headed away by Gould. Gordon trying to chase it down. Adara Mola puts it back into the box. Plata on the ball. Back to Holmgren Pedersen. We've got to do some good defending here. Almada on the ball now for Leeds to From. From has plenty of time, plays Griffiths in to Despodov, to Almada. Almada, good stuff. Holmgren Pedersen, far side. What can we do here? Cross goes in, Gould gets it away, and it's with Cade Gordon. Can we hit them on the counter here? That would be ideal. From them makes the tackle. Despodov on the ball, plays through to Halil, and if we... Baxter makes a save. Good stuff. We didn't concede, and we have given them a corner, but if we can defend this well, maybe, just maybe, there's a chance of something good happening. As Soleil, though, has put the ball away, and, well, looks like 14th is the best we're going to do this season, which is a drop from last season. We finished 13th last season, but again, second season syndrome has not gone as badly for us as it could have done. So we can't complain too much, and we do very much need to look at the positives. We've stayed up for another season, and hopefully we'll get the cash flow right, and we'll be able to do something as we go into next season. So it's half time. Leeds lead 1-0, and we've been the better team on paper, but of course football's played on a scoreboard, not on paper. So that's not going to help us very much. I think we need to do, and that wasn't good enough, go make amends. Hopefully that will do the job for us. Keep going in the ability to make a difference. We'll keep saying to the team, because hopefully that will finally sink in and they'll finally do something about it. We're also going to do a tactics. We're going to do a change of position instructions just to make sure we're up to date with what the assistant is thinking, because usually the assistant sees far more than I do. And we'll go into the second half, and let's see if we can get ourselves back into this game and maybe even force ourselves ahead. Right, goal kick for Leeds. Morales takes it. I've sent on all 3 subs: Speckschneider, Solari, and I was trying to send on Lewis Gibson. It hasn't happened. I might not even send him on now, because I'm looking at it thinking Lopez might need to come off. Solari takes a shot, which we'll see his final. Actually, I am going to take off Lopez. I'm going to send on, if it will let me do something so massively bold, I'm going to send on Skorshatovsky up top and see if he can be a difference maker for us. I'm also going to... I'm going to demand more. I'm going to demand more from the team, because they do need to put more work in. I feel like if we put the work in, we can get a result here. We just need to do it. Right, Matthias on the ball now for Leeds. Despodov, tackled by Gould. Almada, who picks up the ball. It's with Maicon to Kamara. Plays it in for Plata. Ball goes back to Soleil. Soleil to Kamara. Kamara to Holmgren Pedersen. Plays it through for Plata. Great through ball. Can we defend this? Though we can't. And Matthias has put them 2-0 up. And that, frankly, is pretty much the end of our season. That is the game here. That is the end of our season. Very definitely, with a whimper rather than a bang, and our form needs to change going into next season. It's going to need some reinforcements, but we are going to have to make some changes, and we may not have the budget to do it. We'll find out at the end of the game, I guess. Kamara on the ball now for Leeds. Holmgren Pedersen on the near side to Kamara. Ball through for Plata, but fair cut out. Ruiz with the ball now. Plays it to Gordon. Can Cade Gordon finally make an impact? Skorshatovsky to Ruiz. Through back to Skorshatovsky. Can he score? Speckschneider picks it up. And Rico Speckschneider, in his last game for the club, somehow gets his first goal of the season. I don't know how it happened. He was scoring for fun previously. I don't even know how it escaped me that was his first goal of the season. But he's done well. Great cutback by Skorshatovsky. Speckschneider does what he does best and hammers it in from the edge of the box. And maybe we've got a lifeline on at least a draw here. But there are 4 minutes to go. I can't see anything spectacular happening from here on out, if I'm completely honest. And I think this one may be all but over. Arsenal, by the way, have confirmed the championship, because City are smashing Liverpool and Arsenal are currently smashing Blackburn as the final whistle is about to go here. And we are going to finish in 14th unless something went dramatically wrong somewhere else. We are going to finish in 14th. We're going to go to the dressing room. I'm not sure, I'm disappointed we should have won that match based on the chances we created. Seems fair. Let's continue. Is there going to be an annoying tunnel interview? I really hope not. So there is an annoying tunnel interview in this. So if the players aren't carrying out instructions, they're lacking belief. We're certainly struggling. What happened out there today? We played well to win. You can't always win. How great as a final match? I think most players were mentally on their holiday. That seems like a fair assessment. We are finishing in 14th. We have been spared at least some embarrassment for the end of the season. Confirmation as well that Arsenal will be the champions of England this season, whilst previous champions Chelsea don't even make it to the Champions League, or at least not through league qualifying. So, give us a minute. I'm going to go forward and we're going to find out what our transfer budget is going to be for the summer window. So, some good news, some bad news with the budgets. We have got a 21 million transfer budget, which means I can't afford either of the players that I wanted to bring in from the loans. However, the board are planning to build a new stadium, which is always going to be a good thing. We don't know anything about sites, investors, the size of the stadium. We don't know what's going to happen, but we at least know they are going to attempt to build a new stadium, which I'll keep you posted on as and when I get information. And we've also been moved up to a Category 1 youth system, which is pretty strong going for us. It should mean we should get some better youth players through as things go on. As I said, it does mean we cannot afford to bring in... That's an awkward view because it's taken everyone on holiday away. That's not helped me at all. Right. So what it does mean is that the players I wanted to bring in, the loan players... Why is it not showing the loan players? That's very unusual. I don't understand what's going on here. I'm sure there's a reason for it. Right, Sunday Obadima. Let's have a look at what his contract was saying before I wrap the episode up. So we have an option to buy him for 60 million. We cannot afford 60 million. It's just not going to happen. And Amin Bouchouari, who is another player I would very much like to be bringing in this summer, our option on him is 69 million. So I'm going to go bargain hunting to replace them. I also need to replace John Stones and Rico Speckschneider in the squad, and probably a couple of other players. It's going to be an interesting window. It will be a very interesting window. Hopefully I'll get the episode on Friday, but I'm also very well aware that my time might be limited by things before then. I'll do my best to get it out for Friday. If not, it will just be a Monday episode. And I'll apologise again for the lack of episodes this week. My schedule has been crazy. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. This season has been a good one. Hopefully next season will be a better one. And as always, I've been Chasing Lamey. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all very soon. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff. And until next time, have a good one.